Welcome back to Pikmin 2.
I'm hearing this song in my nightmares now.
Oh, it's great. It's like when you've worked an extremely long shift at your job and the printer goes off again, and then you start hearing the printer in your dreams, and then you wake up with a headache, and then you just hate what's going on.
Was that a glimpse of your real life?
Maybe just a little bit. This is why I come home and play Pikmin 2 all day. Pikmin 2, not Pigmen 2. That would just be silly.
Yeah, 10 years later when, Nintendo never releases Pikmin 4, so people take the Kickstarter and they make their own Pigmen Lemmings ripoff.
Speaking of Lemmings, and I mentioned this like 1 or 2 episodes ago, I can't remember because we do these in a row here. Do you remember the Lemmings SNES game?
Yeah.
I used to love that game, but I never made it past the easy levels. Oh, maybe I need to explore Lemmings. Because I still have my cart. I still have my SNES cart.
So there's an SNES game called Krusty's Funhouse. And if you know anything about Simpsons games from that era, it's that a lot of them weren't really good at all.
Right.
I mean, you had a couple of okay ones slip through the cracks, but yeah, Krusty's Funhouse. It's like, oh, what's wrong with this one? The animation looks good. Music's okay, doesn't seem that bad. It's a solid platformer. What could be the problem? Oh! It's a Lemmings clone.
Oh, that's...
A very bad one, too.
Oh, dear.
And I assume the Lemmings one on SNES, you could, it's like a cursor, you could like move it around. It's like a real-time strategy.
Yeah.
No, it's... You play as Bart, and you gotta help your little lemming crusty dudes into the toy box so you can move on to the next level.
That is no bueno, because I got interested in Lemmings a few years ago, actually, and now playing Pikmin again, I've got more interested in Lemmings. I actually watched a Let's Play of the different versions of Lemmings, and it's fascinating how a puzzle game like that can have such a varied history. And also, it's, fun to play. Extremely fun to play. Especially if you like puzzles.
But I like puzzles, but I hate Lemmings.
Okay. It does get extremely unfair later on because of the stipulations. I took a look at some of the harder levels and what you need to do. Some of those ask for pure perfection, and if you don't have it, you're not winning that level.
Oh, I hate that.
It's extremely unfair, but I think the satisfaction overrides how pissed off you would be, at least for me.
It's more ironic that...
It is.
Like, the view of gamers in the 90s was that they're fat nerds, no life, pathetic, lives in their parents' basements, that kind of shit. Because, yeah, you can look there's no shortage of insulting gamers and magazines and even video games themselves in the late 90s. And yet, those are all the hardest games and they expected the most out of us!
Yeah, no kidding. It's like, good job, you're still in your mom's basement. Hey, beat the hardest level in Lemmings. Oh, okay. Hey, check this out. Let's have a dungeon with all of the elements, but you can only bring in blue Pikmin. What a great idea!
No, that's a terrible idea.
Fuck! The submerged castle is, well, a lot of people were having a little bit of fun in the comments saying, I can't wait to see Niskel play Submerged Castle, and I know exactly why they want to see me rage in the Submerged Castle.
Take some purple ones and then get them in the hole before they drown.
Nah, it doesn't work like that. Trust me, I've tried.
Put them in a bag and then take them with you!
Put them in the 5-man knapsack, quick!
You tell me you can't build a fucking submarine?
Well, with all the pieces we've gotten, we could probably put together some form of sub. Alright, this puzzle's interesting. It's a little block puzzle. Whoop! There we go. And you have to do it this way. There's no, like, just getting on the last brick here, because Olimar, in his infinite spelunking and journeying through space, forgot how to jump. Or maybe he can, I don't know.
Yeah, ever played Splunker? That guy can't jump for shit either. He falls like a half an inch and he's dead.
Well, he's got all that gear on him. So, you know, it's heavy. You know, I tried Spelunky, because I was really big into roguelikes after finally understanding how Binding of Isaac worked. I'm really bad at Spelunky.
I have not played Spelunky yet. It's in, like, my list, so maybe one day I'll check it out. You know, I actually beat Binding of Isaac.
Like, got all the endings, or just got, like, you beat Mega Satan?
There's a boss after Mega Satan.
Yes. Okay. Yes. You talking the Void?
Yeah, the one in the Void, whatever that guy was.
Okay, I haven't beaten him yet.
I got the final ending.
Nice.
There's still several other endings I have to get. I just got lucky that one time.
And then the new expansion just came out. Shit. That's gonna be fun. You know, I always...
Who's your best character in Isaac?
If I want to have just like a fun run, Azazel. Just because I want to feel powerful. But, I'd probably say Samson.
Samson's my guy, too.
That rage boost, man, just gets you through everything.
Yes, it is proportionate to my own rage as I play. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to get past that?
Yeah, exactly. Ah! Your rage is building. Oh, really? You don't say. I honestly can't believe that Binding of Isaac has continued to this day. Like, it's not gonna stop anytime soon, or this is the last expansion, of course, but infinite replayability is just something you don't get these days, really.
It's like Ed McMillan tries to do other games. It's like, alright, Binding of Isaac Rebirth is done. Then he tried to do, like, a Bumbo, and he's like, well, I could probably do one more. And then, well, I can probably do the board game. Then, well, I can probably do one more expansion. And everybody's like, when the fuck is Mutagenics gonna be done?
Never. Infinite beta status. Never coming out.
Super Meat Boy Forever, more like Binding of Isaac Forever.
By the way, Super Meat Boy Forever, me and that game need to have a long chat because I hate it. I was looking forward to that game so much because I was like, yeah, more Meat Boy. It's gonna kick my ass, but guess what? I'm gonna beat it. I can't play that game.
Oh.
Like, why would you turn... Oh, why would you turn a platformer into an infinite runner? Why?
So we have now concluded that it is a bad game that you hate?
Yeah, I can't play runner games. I know it was supposed to be a mobile game first, and then they brought it to console, but I just can't. I can't figure it out. It is too hard for me to figure out.
Well, it's got randomly generated levels, so you got to figure it out every time. It's endless replayability, right?
Yeah, well, it doesn't help where if you make the simplest wrong move, you die and you go back. I mean, it's generous with checkpoints, but God, it pisses me off. There was one time I spent a good 2 hours on one level just trying to get A+.
That sounds maddening.
It was! Because I was just thinking, you know, oh, hey, I'm gonna have a good time. We'll breeze through a couple levels. 2 hours later, beating one Dark World level just because I couldn't figure out what they wanted me to do. And if I die...
It's procedurally generated. Not even the game knows what it wants you to do, but you gotta do it right, whatever it is.
Like, the shitty thing is, when you die, you go back to your last checkpoint so you don't have time to practice what they want you to figure out.
Excuse me. Citadel of Spiders?
Yes, we are in the Citadel of Spiders. Which, ironically, just has, like, 4 spiders in it.
Oh, what the...
Well, it's got these, like, little skitter leaves. These are...
way less spiders than I thought.
These are kind of nasty.
See, I think a citadel of spiders, I think an entire tower filled to the brim with little black spiders. Maybe even the building is made of spiders.
Their spiders are made of spiders. Look at all the spiders.
I know I made every arachnophobe just shudder right now, but...
Oh yeah, me too.
I mean, what do you think of when I say Citadel of Spiders?
Well, I'd like to think that these are my favorite spiders on the Citadel. That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
I'm Commander Shepard. These are my favorite spiders on the Citadel.
The ones with 8 legs, those are my favorite spiders on the Citadel.
And now you got a 30% discount.
And like right here, we even have like sheer grubs. Those aren't spiders. Those are just bugs.
See, now I guarantee that tomato is filled with spiders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like as soon as you bite into the tomato, you just see like legs come out of the middle of the tomato. You know, give people nightmare fuel while I'm at it. Okay, speaking of spiders, this just reminded me of one night, extremely tired. You know when you're so tired you start to like imagine things, like, you know, oh, did I see something in the dark or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
You get to the point where you're like freaking yourself out at night.
Love nuggets? What the fuck is... Anyway.
Well, you know, you gotta squeeze that juice, you know, squeeze the love nugs. I don't know.
No.
Tomato juice.
No.
Anyway, extremely tired. And, you know, I'm just laying there, and I normally have a fan blowing just for some white noise and also to cool me off because it gets kind of warm up here. And all of a sudden, like, the air's blowing, and it's blowing my arm, and my arm hair is moving, but then I realize something's off. Like, what is that? That's not just regular wind. Something's on me. So I immediately panic, and I just brush off my arm. And jump out of bed, turn on the light. I'm like, where the fuck is it? It was some sort of bug. It had to have been, otherwise I'm going insane. It was a spider. And that is like the one thing I never wanted to imagine, is a spider crawling on me while I'm asleep.
So you have short hair, so you don't have the problem that I have. I have immeasurably long hair, as people may know.
Yes.
And which means that I shed a lot of hair sometimes. So sometimes little stray hairs go up to my arm. And then what feels like some sort of insect crawling on the underside of my arm is just a stray piece of hair.
There was also the time where, do you remember when the apartment complex was getting the windows cleaned with a power washer?
Oh, yeah.
And my window was broken, so when the guy did the power wash, it just blew right through and destroyed the window.
The guy didn't even wait for me to close my window. He was just, hey, we're doing it!
Yeah, the guy sucked. And when I went outside, basically to badmouth him, was like, what the fuck, you just blew out my window. He goes, hey, your window blew out. And I was like, no shit!
Wow!
So...
Yeah, that guy's an idiot.
The thing is, it already had... It was cracked, so that's why the window eventually blew out. So I decided, you know what, hey, a quick fix, let's put painter's tape over the holes in the window.
Oh.
And that caused so many different bugs to be able to get into my apartment that summer. There was one night, just brushing my teeth before going to sleep. I looked down in the corner and there's a wolf spider that just crawled up.
Oh, lovely.
He's like, sup, I'm living here now. And I was like, no. So, yeah, that was actually a confrontation. That was a good 30-minute confrontation on trying to keep that spider in the corner just so I could combat it and throw a shoe at it. Because had I given that wolf spider a chance to retaliate, he would have thrown the shoe right back, and it would have hit me in the face.
He would have eaten the shoe.
Most likely.
Spat out, chewed up, just shoot up rubber back at you.
It just gives me like like
Lovely, thank you.
4 middle fingers, just, you know, old-fashioned flip off. You know, the arm, and you just, like, arm pump. I'm not a fan of spiders. And, you know, if they're outside, they're perfectly fine with me.
See, if it's just one spider, you know, that's no problem. You know, I'm not really that much of an arachnophobe. It's many spiders I can't do.
And, you know, if they're staying in their territory, they're doing what they do best. They get rid of pests. Just don't come in my house. This is my domain. Okay? Okay.
Paradoxical enigma.
It's a floating head of a duck!
So you're telling me that that little rubber ducky head is what makes Olimar go insane, Lovecraftian style?
What is real?
It is an eldritch abomination which his mind cannot comprehend, and so it breaks as it grows new eyes.
He starts seeing, like, Louie and all the Pikmin have rubber ducky heads, and he's just, oh god! What is going to happen?
He grabs Louie by the shoulders and goes, "What is our purpose?"
Oh, eldritch horror Pikmin, can you imagine it? And it's just 100 Pikmin with rubber ducky heads. And then you have a bunch of ducks, like 100 ducks formed into like one ball of duck and guts and feathers.
Yeah, Bloodborne Pikmin sounds great.